Rangers absolutely ran riot over Aberdeen this weekend, thrashing them by 4-0 and finally giving Barry Ferguson his long-awaited first home league win as interim boss. But as impressive as the scoreline might look on paper, it sparks a much bigger conversation. Is this enough to convince the board, and let's be honest, the big guns from the 49ers group, that Barry is the right man to take this club forward? Or, truth be told, have they already made that decision, quietly lining up someone else behind the scenes? Because today, folks, we're not just talking about another win. We're talking about the future of Rangers Football Club. And it gets even special. A bombshell has just dropped suggesting that David Ancelotti, son of the legendary Carlo Ancelotti, has now emerged as a serious contender for the Rangers' hot seat. A name that, let's face it, not many would have predicted a few weeks ago. But here we are with reports linking him straight to Ibrox, so buckle up because we've got a lot to unpack. But before diving into the Ancelotti saga, let's rewind to Saturday's match. Despite the dominant scoreline, Barry Ferguson was far from pleased at halftime. He had some choice words for his players in the dressing room, admitting afterwards that he was frustrated. Not just with the way the first half played out, but with the recurring pattern of having to dig deep to get a reaction out of his squad. Rangers hadn't won at home in 7 outings. That's right, 7 matches at Ibrox without a win. For a club of Rangers' stature, that's simply not acceptable. So even though they turned it around after the break, Ferguson made it clear he's fed up with having to give his team a metaphorical kick up the backside to see any real spark. Speaking to Sky Sports after the game, Ferguson didn't mince his words. He said, and I quote, "I wasn't happy at halftime. There wasn't enough energy about us. Aberdeen didn't cause us any problems, but I expected more. I had to make changes. I demanded we get runners from midfield force Aberdeen to think a little bit, put them under pressure. The second half, that's more like it. That's what I want to see from my team, moving into next season, whether it's me in charge or someone else. That's the standard this club demands." And you can feel his frustration boiling over when he added, "It annoys me that I have to go through them to get this level out." They've got it in them. I know they do. But it shouldn't take me having a go at him for us to see it on the pitch. That statement right there tells you a lot about where Ferguson's head is at. He's a club legend, a man who bleeds blue, but even he's aware that being a motivator from the sidelines only gets you so far. There's a difference between firing up players before a big game and constantly having to light a fire under the squad just to get the basics right. It's draining, and it begs the question, is this squad mentally strong enough? Are they built for the relentless pressure that comes with wearing that famous jersey? Because let's not kid ourselves, Rangers is not a club where you can hide when things aren't going your way. And that's why the chatter about the next permanent manager has kicked into overdrive. Enter David Ancelotti. According to fresh reports, Rangers are seriously pushing to bring in the 35-year-old currently serving as assistant to his father Carlo at none other than Real Madrid. This is not just a name being thrown around for headlines. The club is actively pursuing him as a candidate to succeed Philippe Clement. Barry Ferguson, for all his efforts, remains the interim solution until the end of the season, but the board clearly wants a long-term plan. Ancelotti's profile, despite his age, is intriguing. He's been part of elite setups at Bayern Munich, Napoli, Everton, and now Real Madrid, learning the trade under one of the greatest managers in football history. With Carlo Ancelotti set to leave Real Madrid this summer, David is reportedly ready to step out from his father's shadow and take on his first role as a head coach. And while a move to Rangers would be a bold first step, it could be the perfect storm. A club steeped in history with a fan base that craves success and an opportunity for David to build his own legacy. The fit makes sense, at least on paper. But of course, Rangers fans have every right to be cautious. Experience matters. Managing Rangers isn't for the faint-hearted, and whoever takes the job will be expected to hit the ground running, no excuses. Meanwhile, the atmosphere off the pitch has been far from quiet. The Union Bears Rangers well-known supporters group have made their feelings loud and clear after a recent clash with club officials. Tensions flared over a statement released by the club condemning a pre-match display during the Old Firm derby. The banner in question showed Graham Souness holding a shotgun with the phrase, "Take aim at the rebel scum." While the display was intended as a throwback to a famous photograph of Souness ahead of the 1982 World Cup club officials, swiftly labeled it unacceptable, stating it had crossed the line. That reaction didn't sit well with the Union Bears, or a significant portion of the fan base. From their perspective, the club was too quick to criticize its own supporters, while failing to show the same urgency when defending fans against external provocations. During the latest FAB meeting, this frustration was voiced loud and clear. Fans felt the statement was rushed reactionary and showed a lack of loyalty towards the people who fill Ibrox week in, week out. In response, the Union Bears unveiled another banner during the Aberdeen match reading "Jumped the gun and lost the fans. No apology, no surrender." The message was unmistakable, a clear shot back at the board demanding respect and fair treatment. This tension between boardroom decisions and the heartbeat of the club, its supporters, is nothing new, but moments like this reignite debates about how fan relations are managed. Rangers is a club built on passion, identity, and a fiercely loyal following. When that relationship is strained, it reverberates across the whole institution. On the pitch, one of the standout performers against Aberdeen was Vaclav Cerny. The winger bagged his 18th goal of the season, further strengthening his case as one of the team's most consistent attacking threats. However, his future remains up in the air. Currently on loan from Wolfsburg, Cerny admitted after the match that a big decision awaits in the summer. With 2 years left on his deal in Germany, the likelihood of Rangers securing him permanently looks slim, especially considering Wolfsburg paid around £7 million for his services. As pundit Chris Boyd pointed out, that price tag will be a massive hurdle for Rangers to overcome. Nonetheless, Cerny remains focused on finishing the season strong, refusing to let transfer speculation distract him from the task at hand. And then there's James Tavernier, the club captain who has been a mainstay at Rangers for nearly a decade, also addressed his future. With just 1 year left on his contract, speculation has naturally begun about what comes next. But Tavernier, ever the professional, played it cool. He made it clear that his only focus is on continuing to give his all for Rangers chasing more silverware and leaving everything on the pitch. He acknowledged the ups and downs of his tenure, the highs of title victories and the lows of missed opportunities. But his message was simple. As long as he's here, he's fully committed. And that in many ways sums up the current state of Rangers. A club at a crossroads. On one side, there's the urgency of short-term results, ensuring the season ends on a high. On the other, there's the looming question of long-term leadership, both in the dugout and in the boardroom's relationship with the fans. The next few weeks could shape the future direction of the club in a massive way. But make no mistake, the noise surrounding the manager position isn't just idle gossip anymore. For Rangers supporters, there's a growing impatience. Every press conference, every training session, every single match feels like it's happening under a magnifying glass. Barry Ferguson, for all his ties to the club and passion on the sidelines, finds himself in a delicate position. His emotional connection to Rangers is undeniable, but emotions alone don't win leagues. And that's exactly what the fans demand. Silverware dominance and a clear identity on the pitch. There's respect for what Barry's trying to build, but in football, sentiment only gets you so far. That's why the idea of bringing in someone like David Ancelotti has gained traction. It's the kind of bold, ambitious move that signals intent. A young coach with elite-level experience, hungry to make his own name, and coming from one of the most respected footballing dynasties in the world. Imagine the buzz around Ibrox if a name like Ancelotti were officially announced. But with that excitement comes risk. Scottish football isn't for the faint-hearted. The pressure cooker environment, the media glare, the weight of expectations from a demanding fan base, it chews up and spits out managers who aren't ready for it, just as those who came before. Beyond the dugout drama, the relationship between the board and the supporters remains tense. The fallout from the Union Bears' recent clash with the club hierarchy is still simmering. Fans feel their passion is being policed, their loyalty questioned, while rival fans and outside provocations often go unchallenged by official channels. That kind of disconnect can be dangerous for a club like Rangers, where unity between the stands and the boardroom is crucial. The message from the terraces is clear: respect the fans or risk alienating the very people who breathe life into Ibrox. On the pitch, though, there are still positives to hold on to. Players like Cerny have stepped up, showing real consistency and quality when the team needed it most. His loan spell might be nearing its end, but his contributions this season haven't gone unnoticed. Whether Rangers can afford to make his stay permanent is another matter entirely. Financially, it's a big ask, especially considering the fee Wolfsburg will demand. But football isn't just about numbers on a balance sheet. It's about momentum, identity, and building a squad capable of challenging at every level. And of course, James Tavernier's situation adds another layer to the narrative. Coming up on 10 years with the club, he represents both the stability and the frustrations of Rangers' recent past. A leader on and off the pitch, yet even he admits there have been regrets, mainly the missed opportunities for more silverware. Still, his commitment remains unwavering. One more year on his contract and he's determined to make it count to add to his legacy and perhaps guide the next generation of Rangers players into a more successful era. So where does that leave us? With a crucial few weeks ahead, decisions will have to be made. The board must decide if Barry Ferguson is the man to take this club into next season, or if the allure of a new era under someone like David Ancelotti is too tempting to resist. The fans, as always, will have their say loud and clear. And the players, they need to deliver week in, week out, because nothing less than total commitment will be accepted. The season might be winding down, but for Rangers Football Club, the real battles are just beginning. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. In a move that sent ripples through Scottish football, Rangers have completed the sensational signing of Spanish midfielder Isco on a 3-year contract. The former Real Madrid star, known for his dazzling technique and creative flair, arrives at the Ibrox in what is widely regarded as one of the most high-profile acquisitions in the club's recent history. The 32-year-old brings with him a wealth of experience from Spain's top flight, having won numerous domestic and European honors during his time at the Bernabeu. The signing represents a statement of intent from Rangers, who are looking to reclaim the Premiership title and assert dominance over domestic rival Celtic. Manager Philippe Clement hailed Isco's arrival as a game-changer, adding that his vision, ball control, and intelligence will add a new dimension to Rangers' midfield. Supporters gathered outside the club's training ground in anticipation, with social media erupting in celebration once the announcement was made official. Isco, for his part, expressed excitement at the new chapter in his career, stating that he was eager to experience the intensity and passion of Scottish football. Having most recently impressed during a short stint at Real Betis, Isco arrives in Glasgow with a point to prove. Despite his pedigree, questions remain over how well he will adapt to the physical nature of the Scottish Premiership. However, with his technical prowess and footballing brain, few doubt that he has the tools to thrive. His signing not only bolsters the squad on the pitch, but elevates the profile of the club internationally. Rangers will hope that Isco's presence can inspire a new generation of talent and serve as a catalyst for further European ambitions. The coming season will be crucial for both player and club. For Isco, it's a chance to reignite his career away from the spotlight of La Liga. For Rangers, it's an opportunity to harness his brilliance in their quest for silverware. One thing is certain, the eyes of Europe will be watching Ibrox a little more closely now. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Till the next video, stay tuned.